My Hebrew brothers and sisters, welcome back. This is your YAHUAH'S ben Uriah Israel. And today, we're celebrating our Passover. You know, to many people, Passover means something different from what it really is. I remember when I was a young chap growing up, there are many people talk about Good Friday, the Christians. And it is so paganistic. One of the practices that they had, and they probably still do it, is on a Good Friday morning, they call it Good Friday morning, right? And what they would do, they get up early in the morning, before the sun comes up, and then they would have a clean glass of water. Then they would break an egg and just allow the clear part of the egg, not the inside yellow, just the clear, that part of the egg that drips, that liquid that comes out, that clear liquid. They would allow it to go into a glass of water and let it set in the water. And then after a while, they'll go back and look at the water. And they'll claim that either they're going to see a wedding ring, means someone's going to get married, or they're going to see like a ship, the old time ship with sails, and means somebody going to travel, or they will see something like a casket or a coffin, somebody's going to die. And they have all kind of thing, all kind of nonsense, which to me that seems like it's witchcraft. Okay? Passover is celebrated each year because, and it's celebrated among us Hebrew Israelite people. One thing, it was instituted as something to be kept. If you remember the story in Egypt, in Mizraim, that our Hebrew Israelite families, they were in slavery. And the cry went up to Yahuwah. And he wants to let the people go. He wants to get them out of the land. And you remember the story how we sent Moshe when he was born as a baby and he grew up to be a man and have to leave because, he had tried to part a fight and killed an Egyptian who was striking and a Hebrew brother in the field, and he got angry with him and killed the guy and hit him under the sand. The next time he went out there, and there were two Hebrew brothers, they were fighting, and he tried to part them, and they said, what happened? You want to kill us like you killed us? So he knew that the noise of that had gone to Pharaoh, so he decided to leave Egypt. So he left Egypt and he went on, and if you remember the story, he went into Midian. Okay, and there he spent a number of years, and marrying one of Jethro's daughters. And he spent that time, and he have to go back. Yahuwah spoke to him. He have to go back to Egypt to lead the children of Israel out. And the struggle that he had as he tried to talk with Pharaoh, and Pharaoh, one moment he agreed, and next moment he didn't. Yahuwah have to bring a whole lot of different kind of pestilence upon Egypt. Okay, and the last pestilence that he brought, judgment on Egypt, was where the firstborn of every creature, of every person would die. The firstborn of the Egyptian, whether it was animals or human, they would die. And no harm to the Hebrew Israelite people. Remember the story that Yahuwah told Moses? To have the people to use the blood of the animal, right, to put it over the lintel, the door, and when the blood will pass over, the death would pass over the Israelite people. And so they did, and that's what happened. Now you know that after that, Pharaoh wanted him to leave. They wanted him to go. And the Passover was where at the time they were leaving Egypt, and they have to kill the animal, and then they have to, to roast it, and then they have to make unleavened bread to travel with it. Everything was fast, and for them to get out. So based on the time that it was instituted, when Yahuwah led the children of Israel out, and when the first Passover was that of Egypt. And so it was in a month, and it was considered the first month of the year, okay? And it was on the 14th day. Okay, so and then the 15th day would be the start of unleavened bread, where they would eat unleavened bread for 7 days. Nothing with yeast, nothing with baking powder, or thing like that. And so that was the start of it. Okay, there are many people that celebrated it differently, but we start out with Passover, and the following Passover, the day following Passover, then unleavened bread starts, and it goes for 7 days. And it starts on a Sabbath, so tomorrow is going to be like a double Sabbath, and Passover, unleavened bread started and the Shabbat. So we have, we and Saturday that we call it Shabbat. But we know that we start Friday night. Okay, Shabbat starts Friday night after sundown, after 6 o'clock. Somewhere in that time when the sun is down. Some places, in some state, the sun down before 6 o'clock, okay? And sometimes the sun down after 6 o'clock. Depends on where you are and what country or islands you're in. But we know that Yahuwah had commanded, Moses, to speak unto all the congregations of Israel, okay, and to say in the 10th day of the month, they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for a house. And if a household too small, then they could, neighbors could come together and to take that lamb, okay. And if they cannot afford the lamb, then they could go with a pair of turtle doves. But remember that the lamb that they get had to be without blemish. It could not be sick, okay. So they could get a lamb, from the sheep or from the goats, okay, and they shall keep it up until the 14th day, on the 14th day of the same month, and then the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill in the evening, and they shall take the blood and strike it on two sides of the posts at the upper doorposts of the houses wherein they live. And then what would happen? They shall eat the flesh in the night, that night, and it should be roasted with fire. And after they do that, then they should have unleavened bread, and then bitter herbs, and they shall eat it. And they should eat all of it. Do not eat it raw. Eat not it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire. This, the head of the goat and his leg, and with all, the protenance thereof. He said, and ye shall let nothing remain until the morning. That means they shouldn't put anything up. They should eat all of it. They should put nothing up. They should eat all of it. Okay? And they should eat it with their loin girded, their shoes on their feet, and their staff in their hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. Why eating it in haste? Because they're going to leave Egypt. Yahweh is going to take them out of Egypt. This is the Lord's Passover. For I will pass through the land of Egypt, and will smite all the firstborn of Egypt. That's what the Lord said. From both men and beasts, against all the gods. And in Egypt he said, and I will execute judgment. I am Yahuwah. He said, I am Yahuwah. He said, the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses wherein ye are. And I, when I see the blood, he said, I will pass over you. And the plague shall not be unto you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. So this was Yahuwah's command. And it's something that after we are to continue to do it. He said in the Torah that we should use as a memorial. As a matter of fact, in verse 14, that's Exodus chapter 12, verse 14, he said, and this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it. Keep it a feast to Yahuwah throughout your generation. Ye shall keep it a feast by ordinance. For how long? Forever. And so this is why we keep the Passover. Because we were told, and it's a forever as a memorial. Amen? So let us, if you did not keep it this year, then please, by all means, you may plan to do that the next one. Shalom. And we ask that you continue to subscribe to this channel, and we ask you to be a blessing and walk with the King. Shalom again, and Shabbat Shalom. Blessings to you.